All right, who's ready for another cluster? Okay, so here's what we got. I've got two large impact bodies. So this is a body for a very large impact gun. And as you can see, looks like somebody thought they were a welder. And they went ahead and used some JB Weld to fill up that cavity. And I really kind of wish JB Weld would maybe change the name of their product, because I think it makes a lot of people think that they're welders. You know, they mix a two-part epoxy together and then into a hole like this, thinking they're gonna seal it up and weld it up because it's called JB Weld. It just doesn't work. So apparently this hole is a pretty good hole. I'm not sure how this is gonna work because there's a sleeve that's pressed in right here. So this sleeve, you can see that's been cracked. And the customer said it was leaking, and I think they also originally thought that this was aluminum. It's not aluminum, it's actually carbon steel. Now I've got to see if I can chip this. It also might be cast iron, but I don't think it's cast iron. So we got our Ingersoll Rand air hammer here, and I've put just a pointed chisel on it. And I'm going to see if I can bust this out of here without jacking this up too bad. So let's see what happens. Okay, so that actually came out of there pretty good. Now I need to take an end grinder and just start touching this up and get that back to raw material. I don't want to go too deep. It's making me a little bit nervous because it looks like this is almost deep enough to start touching that sleeve, and I don't want to get into that. So I'm just going to go really gentle, and I'm going to try not to go too deep, but I am going to hit this with an end grinder on this more shallow part and just see if I can get it cleaned up and see what happens. Let's see if we can have ourselves a rodeo here. I've got a carbide burr on my end grinder here, and it is a little bit crooked, because I'm pretty sure I bent it a little bit last time I was using it. So, gonna have us a rodeo. Okay, so I got that pretty well dug out. It doesn't look like we got into our sleeve. There's a little bit of crud there in the bottom, and I don't know that I want to keep going. So I might just hit it with the TIG and see if I can burn it out. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to get the welder set up and we'll come back to you. Alright, so I've got some 1/8 inch ER70-S6 rod here. We're going to try this and see how it goes. Let's just see what it does if I hit this. It's probably going to pop on me, I'm sure of it. Yeah, we're getting a little popping. I think it's working though. Maybe they should call it JB Weld, because you're able to just burn it right out with a real welder. Okay, so you can see I got that first little pass down in there, and I'm not getting any pinholes or nothing, so it's burning that stuff out. I don't want this getting too hot. It feels okay right now. I'm just gonna add a little bit and then I'll let it cool, and then I'll add a little bit and let it cool. I just wanna go slow. Okay. She's starting to warm up, so I'm gonna back off there. We're just gonna slowly fill that baby up. So let that cool for a minute and then we'll come back to you when we run another pass. Okay, she's still a little warm, but cooling off. Go ahead and run another pass here. So I'm running 175 amps. I'm using a number 10 Jazzy cup. Okay, put a couple passes there. Something this big with this much mass just pulls the heat out of it, so it's kind of nice. But it is warming up, so I'm going to hold off. Show you guys where we're at. So it is filling up. It's looking pretty good. All right, we'll let it cool and then we'll come back and do some more. Still a little bit dirty on that leading edge. Get a little bit of black stuff every time I strike an arc on there. Getting close though. So you can see we're just stacking beads in there, trying to fill that up. It's still a little bit concave, so we are getting there though. All right, we'll let it rest and then come back again. All right guys, so I think I've got one pass left on this one. See, she's pretty much almost all the way filled up. I think I might put one more pass over the top of that, and then that one will be done. And then I've been bouncing back and forth, just kind of the same thing. I got this one all gouged out. You can see been starting to fill it up, but it's got a ways to go. So it's kind of a slow process when you have to wait for it so you don't overdo it, overheat it, you know, that sort of thing. So probably put a little bit more on that one, and then we'll be able to start cleaning it up with a grinder. You know, if I really wanted to get crazy, I could probably chuck it up in the lathe and then machine this down and hit it with some emery, but I don't know that it's that necessary. They've kind of dinged it up on the outside here, and they hit it with a grinder first. I don't know if it was whoever put the JB weld on there or if it was just them trying to find where the leak was, but it's already been hit with a grinder, so it'd probably be a waste of time to put that much effort into it. So I think what we'll do is just finish welding it out, and then we'll hit it with a grinder to get it close. And then I'm actually going to take my band file and just kind of run it back and forth until I get it right where I want it, and then I might hit it with some emery cloth. And then after emery cloth, maybe Scotch-Brite, and we'll see how it turns out. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys an update. We're kind of coming to a close on this one, so when I get to the point where I start cleaning it up, I'll come back to you and give you guys a look. What's going on, guys? We're gonna see if we can get these cleaned up tonight. They're all cooled off, so all that's left to do now is just kind of buff this off, clean it up. We're We're going to try and make this look like factory. It could be a little tough. Somebody buffed on it before we did, so there are some marks on there. It's not going to be perfect, but it should look pretty good when we're done. So let's see if we can get this cleaned up here. All right, so you can see we got that all cleaned up with the grinder. Like I said, it's not perfect, but I think that's going to work. That'll get this baby back in operation. So I think we'll do the same thing with this one. I think I am going to hit these with some primer and some paint. I don't have as good a paint as they had on them, and it's probably not going to hold up real great, but I want them to look good, so I'll probably just hit this with a wire wheel a little bit and then hit it with some primer and paint. I'll go ahead and give you guys a look when I get that done. Okay guys, we got these painted. Just gonna let the paint dry. And then we'll call the customer. There's one of the repairs right there. And there's the other. So I think that's going to wrap this one up. Hopefully you guys got something out of that one. One little key note about that. I'm pretty sure after I welded on that for a while that it was actually ductile iron. It welded a lot better than cast. I'm almost positive those are ductile iron. So there you go. TIG ductile iron repair. All right guys, welcome back to the channel. We're glad you're along. I'm not going to beat around the bush. We do have a rather large announcement to make. Things at my full-time job have been kind of crazy for the last few months. It's caused me to do a lot of reflecting on things, on my situation, on where I am here versus there. After a couple of discussions with my wife, we've decided to go full-time. And so last Friday was my last day at work at my full-time job. I had the opportunity to work with a lot of really good people. I'm grateful for the time that I spent there. I'm grateful for the knowledge that I gained. There was a lot of things that I learned there that I can take here and use those things, and I do believe that they'll make me better at what I do here. But I would say that about every job that I've had. I think when you go to different jobs, you have an opportunity that you can take things from each job and learn about those things. I just feel like throughout my life, throughout my career, and all the different jobs that I've had, they've basically just been stepping stones to get me to where I am today. So I'm super excited, but yes, I'm also a little nervous, a little scared, but I think that comes with the territory. You know, I think there's a reason that not a lot of people do this, and part of it is because it is scary. Especially when you have, you know, a wife and 4 kids and, you know, mouths to feed and a house to pay for and all those things. So I'm super excited. I'm excited to be able to take the fear that comes with doing something like this and making a leap like this. I'm excited to take that fear and use it as fuel. And I don't think this could have happened at a better time. We're super busy in the shop right now, and I feel very fortunate for that. I'm grateful for my family, the support that they've given me. I'm grateful for those who've believed in me. I have a lot of people to be thankful for in that aspect. Most importantly, I'm grateful that God has given me this opportunity, and so we're gonna try to make the most of it. So I'm excited that you guys are along for this ride. I would hope that my videos will get more consistent now that I have a little bit more time at home, and I can focus more time per week on shooting a video, editing a video, rendering a video, and posting a video. So there is a lot of work that comes into it, but I should have more time now to be able to do that sort of thing. So once again, I just want to thank you guys for the support, and I look forward to what this opportunity brings. I hope you guys are excited as well. Thank you as always for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you on the next one. We're going to grab an air hammer. We do have a rather large amount. Goodness.